Hi, and welcome back to Summer Games. My name is Sabrina, and I'm here with a project to leave you feeling victorious. Today, we are going to be making a mug rug, and we are going to be doing the Ohio Star with 8 at a time half square triangle method. To start, I have pre-cut some of our fabrics here. So we have 4 pieces of 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. 2 are the same fabric and the other 2 are separate. So what we're gonna do is start with these right sides together, and we are going to make our half square triangles 8 at a time. So now that we have our pieces right sides together, we're gonna start by marking the diagonal line. You can use any sort of marker because it's gonna be hidden in the seam anyway. You wanna mark your diagonal line in both directions. And what we'll do is do that on both fabrics just to make it nice and simple. Just make sure you get it straight across that diagonal and you'll be good to go. And then we can move over to the machine. So let's start on here. We're using our green variegated thread today. We're gonna drop the needle down and pick it back up just to pull up our bobbin thread. So we've got our foot 1/4 inch from that line we just drew, and we're gonna start sewing. Try and keep it as close to 1/4 inch as you can, and we're gonna chain piece this just to make our lives easier. There we go. Now we can trim and do the other side. Just rotate it and go 1/4 inch on the other side of that line. And one more time. Now we're gonna flip and do the other side. Just make sure that we're 1/4 inch from the foot there. And we'll trim and do this one as well. Perfect. The nice part about the Little Rebel is it just glides through these half square triangles. It doesn't eat them in the machine. No need for a leader cloth. It is smooth as butter. All right, we've got our last stitch here. And there we go. Pull both of these off. So now I'll show you how to cut your triangles. So we'll move on back to our mat here, and we've got our sewn square all put together. So we're gonna measure half, which is gonna be 1 7/8. So if you look here at the True Cut ruler, you just want it to be lined up 1 7/8, or you can eyeball and find where your sewing lines intersect. And we're just gonna cut there. And then we'll go one more time at that 1 7/8 inch line. And again, it's gonna intersect all of the sewing lines and the lines we drew. And let's go one more time. Cut there. All right. So now what we have to do is cut on these diagonal lines as well. So try and line up your 1/4 inch line on your ruler and this line. They should be pretty close to exact with the sewing. Perfect. 2 more. There we go. So now we have 8 half square triangles. In total, you'll need 16. But when we press these, we just want to press them open. And then we can trim our tails. And the method we used is a no square up method, so you don't have to worry about that. So once you have your half square triangles, you'll want to arrange them into an hourglass shape like so. And just make sure that your piece that is the same is being pieced with the piece that's the same, and then we'll flip it and do it that way. So here, this is what our layout is gonna look like. Once you have your hourglass pieced, we're gonna put a green square in each corner, and you'll want your light fabric in the middle because it matches there, like that. And then we've got our corners and our last piece there. So what you'll want to do is sew all of these together and press towards the flat piece. Then you can attach your edge pieces, like so. And your piece will look something like this. So this is the final result, and we will take it over to our sandwich. We have a 10-inch piece of batting along with a piece of our backing that's just that solid green. And for ease, we are going to do some straight line diagonal quilting just to make things a little bit easier on us. But you can do whatever style of quilting you would like. So we'll take it on over to our machine and start as close to the corner as we can. And we're just gonna make our diagonal lines going across like such. Try and line up, you just need to eyeball it. And our variegated thread is gonna make this so fun for this project. Just go right across like so. And we can keep going. And just use your foot as a guide and go right across. Trying to keep your lines as straight as possible, and we're gonna lower our stitch length, lift our foot up, pivot, come back down, and we'll go in here. And we'll stitch this. Just go across all these lines. And again, the Little Rebel is perfect for this project. All of your quilting just glides right through the machine. And we'll keep going. We'll pivot, come back down. Almost halfway done, and look at that variegated thread. Just makes our project so much more fun. And keep going with our straight line diagonal quilting. Some varying stitch sizes to give it a little bit more dimension. And we're on our last corner piece here. perfect. So we can come back down and go to the other side. We'll just travel around the edge here. Pivot again. And here we go. All right. One side down, and we're coming up on our last segment here. Got some bulky seams there, and the little rebel just eats them right up. We're just eyeballing this quilting. It's gonna go by super fast. It's just a little piece. All right, we've come to the final corner of our quilting, and we are done there. So we have our quilted block. The next step would be if you wanted to have a hot pad, you could square it up just on the edges, add some binding, and you'd have a beautiful hot pad. If you're feeling a little bit more ambitious and you want to go for the mug rug, I'll show you how we can use the 360 cutter. So we are going to set our length to 7 inches, and that should give us a wonderful circle. So we'll take off our blade guard like so, and start our process. We just find the middle. We'll line up the 7 inches on this line and this line, so that way it goes across, and then line your middle up. There's a clear edge here, so you can see straight down. Just look and line up your block pieces. We're gonna take our non-dominant hand and press down on the middle here, and we're gonna bring this all the way around in a circle to cut out our mug rug. Because this is a thicker piece, you might need to go through twice just to make sure that you're getting through all of your layers. And we have our mug rug. All you'll need to do now is do some binding right around the edge, and you will have a perfect piece to set your cups on. Thanks for joining us, and we hope you have a great time with the rest of Summer Games.